Imagine if your plants and vegetables could germinate twice as fast as they do now. This could soon become reality, thanks to the research of Florida State engineering professor Dr. Qing-Jeng Chen, who has been conducting research to determine the effects of powerful magnets on plant life. Chen has been working with magnets for the past 4 years and has found that they dramatically affect the speed of plant growth. Using a 1.5 Tesla magnet, which is 30,000 times stronger than the Earth's magnetic field, Chen exposed plant and vegetable seeds at different time intervals. In addition, he used a control group of seeds that were not exposed to the magnets at all. The seeds were then planted, and after several days, Chen found that the seeds exposed to the magnets grew more rapidly than those not exposed.
It's just very obviously they are growing twice, 3 times faster than those non-exposure ones. And so we have evidence to show that some optimal exposure to the magnetic field will grow best.
For example, a bean seed exposed to the magnet took just 45 days to germinate, flower, and produce pods, as compared to the 70 to 80 days it normally takes. More research is necessary before determining what causes the accelerated growth, but Chen believes a possible explanation is that the magnet alters the membrane structure of the plant, therefore allowing more water into the seed and encouraging germination.
We can look at the fruit industry, we can look at the flower industry, we can look at the vegetable industry, and most of all, probably the herb for medical application, which can be very expensive, very slow growing, such as the ginseng and the other herbs. So we are very excited. We tried to do many experiments.
Fill the 3 containers with the identical potting mix. Then in pot A, place a permanent magnet in the center with the magnetic field being narrower and stronger. Then in pot B, insert multiple bar magnets around the container, preferably with the same polarity facing the plant, so as to create uniform magnetic field. You can determine polarity of the magnets using a compass needle if you have one. Then plant 3 identical seeds into all 3 containers. Pot A will receive the strongest magnetic field. Then water all the 3 containers with the same amount of water and place all the 3 containers at the same location, like on a windowsill. Now let's look into the results. On day 4, you can clearly see the seed in container A, which received the highest magnetic field, has germinated, and there are no signs of sprouting in pot B and C. Then on day 5, you can see the seed in pot B with a weaker magnetic field has also germinated. No result yet in pot C. Pot A, there is further growth and nice little shoot has begun. Then on day 6, germination has begun even in the control pot, which received no magnetic field. Then pot A and B show more growth. Then on day 8, this hypothesis is getting proved. Plant in pot A is the tallest. Next comes the pot B, and then lastly pot C, that is control. So the conclusion is, the results of the experiment clearly prove that magnetic field has a strong effect on the rate of seed germination and the plant growth. You can see the roots are stronger and much wider in pots A and B. Now the question is, how do magnets affect plant growth?
Hey folks, and welcome to another video from A Plain Truth for You, and Well Heeled too. Well, this is exciting stuff we've got in the darker hours of our lives. We're learning how to grow greater crops and foods using magnets, magnetized water, which we're going to get into today. The video you just saw was from a university in Florida back in the 90s. Do you think they're going to give us this information on how to grow faster crops, greater budding, and grow bigger, healthier food? Not in your lifetime, but the answers are coming out. This is from Dr. Garcia's website, or Facebook page, Irrigated Through Magnetic Treatments Water, proving and showing the benefits of the applications of irrigation with magnetized treatments. It improves the capacity of root absorption, it solubilizes the dissolvable fraction of the soil and clays, optimizes fertilizer in the crops, increases the capacity of the field, reduces the formation of lumps, to retard growth, eliminates the deposits of salt, accelerates the maturation cycles of plants and crops, avoids and eliminates calcareous incrustations and deposits of algae, decreases irrigation time, use less water, avoids burned tips by having the calcium salts not adheres to the leaves. We're also finding that magnetized water in the nanoparticulates is eliminating fluoride from the drinking water. How strong, how powerful is this? Fluoride occurs naturally in all types of water. Ground-tap water may contain high levels of fluoride. Also, we know it's being added to our water systems. Can magnets eliminate fluoride? Well, it definitely appears so, and I'm going to get into that at the end of this video here about how you can make your own magnetized water and structured water to help with your plant growth and help with eliminating fluoride for your water and whatnot. But I wanted to show some of the science behind it. I've got to show the science. And this is coming from none other than the U.S. National Library of Medicine and the National Institutes of Health. This is from 2014, the magnetic field effects on plant growth, development, and evolution. The geomagnetic field is a natural component of our environment. Plants, which are known to sense different wavelengths of light, respond to gravity, quote, gravity, react to touch and electrical signaling. Okay, they cannot escape the magnetic field. All right, so here's the introduction. The magnetic field is an inescapable environmental factor for plants. They thrive on magnetism. It's what they live for. The term weak or low magnetic field is generally referred to intensities, but here, let me switch. I went through and broke this down, so let me switch it over to here, which I have in my email notes. So this is revealing the relationship between the magnetic field and plant responses. Magnotatic bacteria are a diverse group of microorganisms. Looks like Russians were among the first to report the magnetic field on plants. The effect on plant development on a sunflower, seedlings exposed to the 20 UT vertical magnetic field show small but significant increases in total fresh weight, shoot fresh weights, and root fresh weights. Effects on germination. The magnetic field applied to dormant fields was found to increase the rate of subsequent seedling growth of barley, corn, beans, wheat, certain tree fruits, and other tree species. The seeds of peas exposed to the full wave of rectified sinusoidal non-uniform of strength prior to showed a significant increase in germination. Seeds of wheat imbibed in water overnight and treated showed significant increases. Pre-sowing treatment of corn seeds improved germination percentage. It goes on and on. Increased growth rates have been observed in different species when seeds were treated with increased magnetic fields. We have the answers here, and this is from Philip Callahan here, and he's Mr. Paramagnetism. Describes paramagnetism as a physical force which is beneficial to plant growth. It is, quote, the alignment of a force field in one direction by a substance in a magnetic field, 1995. Callahan suggests that farmers should consider using paramagnetic rock materials on their soil. The rocks have, this is also biochar. You hear the organic farmers talking about biochar. This is what's happening, and the biochar is the higher intensity magnetic fields. Callahan says that the north magnetic monopoles, now north magnets are the negative magnets, it's the attraction principle, it's the pulling, come in and are attracted to the plants, the tree leaves, and green vegetation, while the south magnetic poles, the red is the pushing action of the biomagnetic poles, are attracted to the soil, rocks, and stones going down into the earth. It's sending the roots deeper, faster, stronger. In a normal plant growth, the south magnetic monopoles migrate through the soil to the roots of the plants. At the same time, the north magnetic monopoles are attracted to the plant leaves. So they're getting two actions, folks. They're pushing and they're pulling to create and stimulate greater, faster, healthier growth of the plants. This is very, very exciting. This combination gives the plants a magnetic dipole charge. As a result, the south magnetic monopoles in the soil are attracted to the roots of the plant, and Callahan says the roots act as waveguides for the south poles to run up through the plant stem to recombine them with their former mates, the north poles, that are waiting for them in the plant leaves. This recombination releases a large amount of energy that the plant uses to support the photosynthesis process. Now that we understand this theory, it makes sense to put magnetite or magnetic water into the soil, or both, especially if you believe that it brings with an increase of the south magnetic monopoles. Callahan, where he says that plants grow better and stronger and need less water when planted in paramagnetic soil. Now, in the light of this theory and the evidence of very significant accelerated plant growth that I'll soon present, I'll suggest that adding even a small amount of magnetite and magnetic water to the soil has a very similar effect, but even more so on plant growth as that of paramagnetic soil alone. This is John Milewski, who's done just a great yeoman's work in biomagnetism and increased a great understanding of how this all works. So it appears that somehow more south magnetic monopoles are attracted to the soil and in turn run through the plant roots, up the stems, and through the branch to the leaves to find their mates, the north magnetic monopoles. Voila! More accelerated plant growth, which I believe is directly due to the reunion of both the north and south magnetic monopoles and the energy that's released. So here again we see the examples of accelerated plant growth. After 3 weeks, these pictures were taken. The plants in the garden were about 1 inch in height, and the maximum was about 1/4 inch. And you can see these pictures he's got showing us how this works. So let me show you some of what he has here. And I'll put Mr. Milewski's, Dr. Milewski's information he wrote in 2006 in here, but I just want to show you the pictures of the accelerated plant growth in his gardens. Isn't that beautiful? And he goes on to chronicle how they were about 18 to 20 inches tall and they grew to 40 to 45 inches in diameter. But look at this growth rate he has from these, I think these are chrysanthemums, that he has in here, and the accelerated growth of these growing from 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, and 6 feet tall. His wife's having to hold it up to show how 9 feet of growth is happening using what he calls Oramus water. Magnetite and magnetized water, folks. This is exciting. Can't wait for the spring to bring this out and to prove and show and get greater growth, faster seedlings, accelerated growth in the gardens, and healthier plants. Very exciting stuff. Not only that, as Dr. Milewski has proven, this is from his article in 2003, the effects of magnetic water. It's about 4 months ago I started drinking what I call magnetic water as a means of energizing my body. It first showed up in a friend of mine I'll call Bob. He started drinking 5 days, drinking 3 cups a day. I was only doing 3 to 3 cups. He reported to me that his hair was turning dark, especially in the back of his head near the neckline. As time went on, this effect spread upward and more towards the front. Now, after 4 months, his hair is about 95% dark in the back and about 80% on the sides and the front of his beard, about 50% dark. It's turning our gray hair back to our original hair, folks. At the time, this was about 3 months ago, I started watching my own hair before I started drinking what I called magnetic water. My hair was 90% gray, and the hair on my beard was 100% gray. I don't know about the effect of energized water, so I was watching it, but I noticed the hair at the back of my head was already turned about 30% dark, and after about 4 to 5 months of drinking magnetized water, my top turned about 60%. My mustache, 50%. All right? What is very unusual about these changes is that the whole hair changes at once from gray to black. It does not start at the roots and grow out, but the whole length of the hair turns at once. You may have heard of these stories about a person who experienced a terrible shock in their life and their hair turned white overnight. Well, I believe this magnetic water has a reverse effect, but at a much smaller amount, and it takes months to see the effect, but the positive effect is there and real. So this is how he made the magnetized water. In a space between the inner wall of a paint can and the empty 1 liter container, magnetite is poured. So he put magnetite in the fertilizer around the water bottle. This makes a cylinder of powdered magnetite about 1.5 inches thick. Into this hole is placed a standard bottle of store-bought spring water. What I think is happening is that the magnetite, which is a strong magnetic susceptor, is concentrating the Earth's magnetic field into its cylindrical shape, and the shape effect in turn sets up a magnetic spiral vortex in the core of the cylinder in which water is stored. This in turn activates the water with the magnetic energy. Let's get into structured water. So many of us know that our tap water is toxic, but I don't think we truly understand how toxic our water coming out of our pipes are in most residences that aren't on wells. So we have pharmaceutical drugs, barium, fecal matter, lead, chloroform, pesticides, VOCs, chromium, parasites, petroleum products, fluoride, dumbing and numbing, arsenic, glyphosate, nitrates, microplastics, PCBs, thirohalomethanes, chlorine, aluminum, and mercury. It's no wonder we live in a sickly world like we have and like we are. But let's get into a little more about the as above, so below. We live in a toroidal field. The toroidal field is a biomagnetism, electromagnetism of energy. We're energy beings, frequency, energy, vibration, as Nikola Tesla said. And this is a tornado effect. Life is not created through explosion. The Big Bang blows things out. What is created when things explode? Nothing except particulate matter. The only thing that's created, life is created through implosion or tornado. It focuses its energy. So this is how structured water works. It's focused energy. That's why it works, and it works in the same principles as the life-giving forces of the geocentric Earth. So here's the placements, and we're actually making these, and we're going to be selling them, so you can put them on your water pipes. It's going to be very easy to do, and you can email me. We're just making the prototypes now, and I'm going to be making them available in another few weeks. But you can buy the magnets yourself. You can do these and put these on your pipes, and you see the colors red. That's a pushing action. Black is a pulling action. Black and red is the spinning action, and then the red is pushing to accelerate that toroidal, structured water into the toroidal field. All right, so when you put these on your pipes, if you do this yourselves, these are N52 neodymiums that you can get at Amazon anywhere. And so you'll put these on your pipes and put them around duct tape and put the red to red inward. This goes inward, not outward. So black inside black, red and black into each other, and red as you go in to create the water vortex and structured water. It creates a beautiful, beautiful spiraling effect into your water. Just one note of caution though, it may affect your smart meters. It may turn the dials off. You may get a visit from your water company, because apparently it does affect, because the smart meters operate on magnets. All right, so here's a picture of how it works once it goes through the system. You see the structured water. You see the beautiful spiral being created in the structured water focus of magnetism. And it works in nature's principles. You ever wonder why a river meanders? This is the work of the water wizard Victor Schauberger. Well, it meanders because it's creating vortex energy. You see it open and open, and then it gets concentrated. That's creating energy. And also, it's what we don't know about water. It's contained in everything we eat and everything we drink, and there's 4 phases of water. There's the water vapor, there's the water liquids, there's the water energy, and the water in ice. And we already covered that. So what is structured water? Well, structured water is when water molecules bond together to form water molecule clusters. And so it goes through this magnetizer, and some of these companies are charging thousands of dollars for water softeners and filters. You're not going to need this anymore once you do your own water vortexes and you do it yourself, or like I said, we'll be offering that for you as well. But you can see once the water gets structured, it's much more organized, and this is part of the oxygenating of the water as well. Rudolf Steiner, with his flow forms, also used the same principles in his flow forms to create structured water. It's elegant, it's simple, it's beautiful, and it's what nature craves because it's part of nature. The human body is made up of 60% water, according to biological chemistry. The heart is composed of 73% water, lungs 83% water, skin 64% water, muscles and kidneys 79% water, and our bones are 31% water. What do you think happens when you improve the quality of water intaking into your body? What does it do for you? Forms saliva, regulates body temperature, allows body cells to grow and reproduce, flushes body waste, converts food to components, lubricates joints. Water is the most component of body parts, helps deliver oxygen all over the body. It's critical. And our blood our blood is made up of, sorry, the image isn't clear here. Red blood cells have 50% water. So when we're improving the water quality, we're improving our blood cells. And you know about the work of Dr. Emoto, who used structured water before and after seeing treatments. Well, this is treatments using structured water, with his water intention experiments. And here's the experiments using structured water before and after. And you can see it forms beautiful crystallization. Of course it's going to be healthier. Of course, but here's the proof right here. And again, it goes through the north and south poles in a pushing and pulling, and the absorption creates, going through the water pipe, it creates a structured water where it's much healthier, bonds together, and it's much healthier for all. And again, here's untreated water, and here's treated water. You can see the formation of magnetized water is super healthy. So this is something they've been hiding from us, that we're not well known and that we can all do. So we can all use magnetized water in our gardens. We can also put magnets around our seedlings as we're starting to grow. Again, the north side goes up and south side goes down. When you're putting them around your seedlings, you're putting them in your gardens. And there's a whole a protocol for putting them around your entire garden to create the magnetic fields for healthy growing, which I'm going to be experimenting in our gardens come this spring. Super, super exciting stuff. And as Deborah Tavares has pointed out, we're not running out of water, folks. Water is primary. It's everywhere. It's 300 feet down in the ground. Let's blow up that myth. There are no accidents or coincidences in life. Everything is synchronicity because everything has a frequency. It's the simple physics and the universe in action. And most things are simple and elegant. And here, if you've gotten into cymatics at all, you've seen where they use sound on sand and sound on water to create frequencies of harmonic vibrational frequency and simplicity and elegance. That's what we're talking about here. Adding magnetite, adding magnetic water to your soils. It's going to help the growth of your plants. It's all part of the formula for healthy growing. And that goes inside of us and our children. What do you think is going to happen to us and our children? We're going to get healthier as well. The proof is in the water. We can do this, and we have answers on how to do this. And here's a couple pictures of the government using their cymatics, using their sound frequencies to alter the shape and the form of the oceans. This is them playing games with sound and frequency, and they're manufacturing the ocean waters by using these frequencies as well. Look at this guy right in the middle. He must be wondering what the heck is going on there. So try this yourself, folks. This is what anybody can do. These magnets you can be purchasing for not that much money. And I said with duct tape, putting them on the intakes into your houses. And you can do this, or you can contact me and we'll be selling these, as I said, in simple ways that you can attach to your pipes. It's not going to harm. It's very easy to do. But again, it may affect the smart meters. We've got to do a little more testing in that. But we're actually testing the water before and after to show our own proof of how this works. And it's very exciting that we can bring this to the household gardens, but it's supported by science. It's supported by the evidence. So let's get out there ourselves, become our own scientists, our own testing labs, and let's try it on our gardens this year. Should be very exciting. I look forward to hearing what results you find from this. All right, Plain Truth out. We'll catch you next video. I hope you found this inspiring and encouraging to get out to the garden and grow your own. Peace.